we're talking about Star Trek Discovery, Season 5, Episode 5. No!
Season 3.
Oh, Season 3. Oh, wait, shit. Season 3. Die trying. Hello! That was for the ASMR audience who we neglect constantly. Welcome to Starfleet Boy. We already have 2 folks in the audience. Say hello if it's you.
Say hello if it's you.
Yeah, especially if it's you. I want to really hear from you, especially. Hello.
If it's not you, then it's troubling. Don't say anything.
Who wants to do the summary for this episode? I nominate PJ.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was
Oh, we
I
got
didn't
this.
think you would do.
Well, this episode opens with the Discovery discovering Starfleet headquarters in the 32nd century. And it's when they get there, it's behind a distortion field, and they just walk right in because they're expected to be there, and they go through the thing, and they see this big light show, and it's all really fancy looking, and we see all these ships, not many. We get a little treat when we see the USS Voyager J.
Dun
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
dun 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 dun. Bum bum bum. There, sorry.
And then the crew's like react.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wishikin and what's his Detmer and not Detmer, but Wishikin and Tilly and all the crew are fascinated by all the ships, and they see a.
We also get the
wreck.
Nog.
Yeah,
The
USS
Nog, yes, that's right.
in that
Great
scene.
tribute to the late great Aaron Eisenberg. We also get a floating rainforest or flying rainforest, and then Tilly points that out, and they all laugh. Like, I don't know, some of the laughter seemed kind of like phony or ingenuine. It's not. It's like, okay, they're really laughing that hard at her comment. It's like, okay, it's like when they were watching the movie in the last episode, and they're like really laughing hard. Like, it's like, yeah, it's a bit exaggerated, but it's cool. I mean, it's nice. And then they what happens next? Oh god, I should have took notes if I was going to do the summary. They meet.
Oh man, so they
They meet Admiral Vance. Yeah, there you go. Anybody can
Oh my
pick
gosh,
it up
it's
if
Friday.
they want.
This is our Friday the 13th special, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, PJ. Give you a chance to collect your thoughts there.
Isn't
but
that tomorrow?
Yes, that's for Yosef. It's today, and for you in like 30
in
minutes.
half an hour, it'll be Friday.
Tomorrow marks the 40th anniversary of Jason Voorhees drowning at Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh, tomorrow's gonna be our special. Sorry, audience. We're gonna do a crossover real quick. Not drunk.
Hi, everyone.
Maybe. What, you have to go?
No, I said hi, everyone.
Oh,
There were hello messages in the chat. So while you go on your tangent, I say hello to people.
just watch tomorrow's Starfleet Boy After Dark. We'll do more Friday the 13th stuff. That'll be fun. And then yes, hi everyone. Hi Shishan Girl, and hi Dom. And back to you, PJ.
Yeah, so the main station, I guess, in this complex, they scan the Discovery and they find out that, Admiral Tall's is it Tall? Yeah. His symbiote is there, so they have advanced scanning technology. So they meet Admiral, what's his name?
Charles Vance.
Yes, they meet Admiral Vance and his security officer, and he's directly addressing Saru, and I guess Michael is like talking too much, and it irritates him, I guess. But
Yeah, Michael's
kind of overstepping.
super. Yeah, definitely in that scene. You're right.
And he addresses Adira and reminds her that, me and Tal were familiar, but we're not, like, I don't know you. But it seems that he was very good friends with...
Yeah, I got a boyfriend vibe, but that might be just me.
Yeah, I kind of got that too. Like, there was probably more than a friendship going on there. Because
interesting.
because of the comment Adira makes about I didn't mean to keep you waiting so long. I want to see the snow again or something like that.
Yeah.
And the admiral has a very very emotional reaction to that. So
I
Yeah.
thought
you
it
can
was
see how you
interesting
can see
how
that.
I thought it was interesting. It was a condensed version of kind of like what Cisco went through with Dax, but I guess Cisco was friendlier at least, yeah. Or no, maybe we'll see it play out actually through the season. I didn't mean to say it's condensed.
This is our replacement. Like this admiral feels like the captain. Well, he's the admiral, but he feels like the replacement to the Pike. You
Right.
know what I mean?
He's the he's the commander in chief, and I saw a special clip on. Anyways, not to get ahead of ourselves. PJ, you were doing such a great job
Well,
of
he's
the summary.
he's kind of cold and suspicious as he should be, and it's completely understandable. And they're catching these guys on a bad day because I forget the name. I've only seen the episode once. I forget the name of the
Keely.
aliens.
Key.
The Keely.
The Keely, yeah, the Keely.
That's
are,
the ship.
They're trying to save
No, I
these.
thought those
They're
were
the
the
aliens.
species.
Oh, those were the aliens. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
I forgot what
trying
the
to
ships.
they're trying to save these aliens who ate some bad mutated food on a planet and now are
They're
suffering
really
the consequences.
The aliens were very cute.
I didn't really see much of the
They had,
aliens
like,
because they
big-
were covered by holograms.
Yeah, they
It's
had
true.
a display on their face, which was
Yeah,
a shame,
so
but it
it was
was
a
good
shame.
design, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're catching them on a bad day, and I guess they can't handle this disease that these Keely folks have. And then they have a meeting in at the admiral's office, and there's a holographic doctor, I guess, poking around at Michael and like getting in her face. And there's something about New Trek now where it's like the holograms have to be extra annoying and like invade your personal space. Well, some of them at least, not all of them. And this hologram can detect anything about you to the point where he can detect that Saru has traces of the Vahari, which I guess is completely like eliminated in their species now.
Yeah. And he warns Burnham that he can tell if she's lying. He's like suspicious of Burnham.
I like the line where he says, "What does he say? You're prone to emotional exaggeration," or something.
That's what
like
he was
that.
there for, though. I think he was literally there to kind of check their lying, like the stress levels, or like when they lie, their heart rates and everything.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it also kind of helped with the plot point of Saru and Burnham butting heads with how to approach things. So yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Sorry. Hi, Jesse.
Hey, how's it going?
Carry on.
Carry
So-
on.
Yeah,
Carry
so
on.
Yeah, I guess the doctor is there to verify their story because, I like this admiral character. I think he's very thorough. He's not gullible in any way. He's very serious. I don't enjoy the fact that he kind of shuts Michael down or puts her in her place. But even Saru tells Michael later, like, you should choose your words carefully around this guy. Like, he's a bit, I wouldn't say uptight, but like, you got to get on this guy's good side. He is a good guy. You got bad moral vibes, I guess, from him in like the preview. Like, he didn't seem like he was going to be a good guy. Like, there's going to be a nefarious twist of some sort. And which
You're
there kind of is.
influenced by that teaser because I didn't watch that teaser,
Yeah.
so I didn't come into this thinking he was a bad admiral. I got positive vibes from strayed away.
Me too.
I get
Definitely
bad,
an episode it was positive.
Oh,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
bad Burnham vibes because I'm like, ain't no other first officer in any of the Star Trek shows we would have seen step up like that. Like
Bad Burnham.
but Riker wouldn't speak up like that, and Riker has an attitude sometimes. But anyway, so I didn't get the bad admiral vibe from that guy specifically.
And the thing is, he's not really being a jerk. He's mostly addressing Saru for a lot of these earlier conversations. He is talking to both of them, but like he's clearly recognizing Saru as the captain and her superior officer, and Saru kind of just lets her speak her mind because that's the way he is. He's a very lenient captain in that way. But they explain to him that.
Can I just say, Saru's just a great captain.
He is.
I really would love to serve under Saru. Anyways, carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt again.
But we also see this episode.
On,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I would serve on Saru's ship like I would want to Saru as the captain, but on a completely different ship with a completely different crew, like just not these people. And it's not that I hate. No, it's not that you misunderstand. It's not that I
Not
hate
these people.
It's just that I want Saru's captain style with another team that don't like stip all over him all the time.
Oh wow, you're a
I can see
admiral. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. He might benefit from getting a brand new crew. I think a lot of times captains do. Look at Jean-Luc Picard when he got on the Enterprise. That was
As
a
with the
brand new
crew, they would benefit from being anyway.
Yeah, so but let's see where his career leads him. He might, who knows who will get the game of discovery. Sorry, I don't know. PJ, you're almost there. You're you're doing a good job, and I'm interrupting you constantly, so I apologize.
Mike, in that conversation, that we're still at the part where they're in the office. I guess Michael asks him about the burn. He's like, "That's classified information," even though it's not really. There's nothing classified. It's just they just have theories, and he doesn't want to be forthcoming with that information with her just yet. He's still getting to know them, and he has questions about like how they got there and stuff, and he's suspicious of like this whole control story and the fact that the reason why they came to the future. And he mentions the last 100 or 200 years or something like that. It was a fight to uphold the temporal accord, so that people would finally stop messing around with the timeline and screwing everything up. And basically, he tells them, "You being here is a crime." And Saru and Michael are just like, we just want to help. Gosh darn it. And
We had no idea it was a crime. We didn't know we were falling into the flowers. Sorry.
And then there's back on the ship, Saru and Michael have a kind of heated conversation where Saru has to kind of tell her, "Listen, we're not going to get our hands on whatever." It's like we have to tell them our plan. I figured you would have learned this by now, Michael. And Michael, this is a great Michael Burnham episode, because she is a different character now, but now that she's back on the ship, she's kind of she's still trying to be the leader, and she's a natural leader. And you see in this episode when she takes command that, like, damn, she could be a good captain, and she kind of outshines Saru in some ways, actually. But yeah, Saru, there's a great conversation between two of them about how they need to, basically, if they're going to go rogue, they can't go rogue, basically. They have to follow the rules, and if they want to formulate a plan, then they must, I guess, get permission, or at least debrief the Admiral. But yeah, I forgot. Yes. The Admiral's like, "Yeah, we're going to disassemble your ship and separate your crew." And they're like, "No, don't do that. They've been through enough," and yada yada yada. And then there's a great. They tell them in the shuttle bay, and the crew are very sad about it. But there's a great funny montage scene of the crew being interviewed.
It's
by
a
the
montage.
holograms.
It's
a
montage.
Montage, yeah. Sorry.
It's like sabotage.
It's like sabotage. We say montage and sabotage on Starfleet Way. Anyways, you're right. That was a great scene.
Oh my! What? Culber has a really funny moment where he's like, "Yeah, I've been dead, but emotionally too." He's like, "It's hard to come back from." He's like, "And I was also killed." Or he's like, "Me and my killer are friends now," or something like that. We're cool now.
Yeah, me and my murderer is tight.
And Tignatero's like, "Yeah, Michael Burnham just fell from the sky. It was raining Starfleet officers that day."
Yeah, while
It's
carrying
like-
Pike. It's like,
Yeah.
who would believe this?
And it's
And we
just
get-
funny because their stories sound so absurd, but they really did happen.
We get a very famous person in Star Trek. I think this is maybe among the most famous people to ever appear on Star Trek Discovery, if I'm not mistaken.
David
in that
Cronenberg?
montage, David Cronenberg, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, apart from Sir Patrick Stewart himself, right? But
he appeared on Discovery.
oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Star Trek. Sorry, on Discovery.
On Discovery, I think he's more famous than Rainn Wilson.
I think
And
Doug
that's-
Jones is the most famous person on Discovery.
No, I think Cronenberg though would be the more famous than Doug Jones. That's what I'm saying. This is like the most
different
famous.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perhaps.
they're different things. I think
Yeah.
I think more people have seen Doug Jones without knowing it's Doug Jones, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Audience, chime in. Who's the most famous person on Star Trek Discovery so far? Let us know in the comments. So
We
can
need
get
a Doug Jones starring film directed by Cronenberg. That's what we
It's
need.
true. There might be. He may have. I don't know. I don't know.
The sad fact is, Doug Jones nor David Cronenberg are physically recognizable people. I would imagine David Cronenberg or Doug Jones could go around a lot of places and nobody know who the hell they are, even though they're probably big fans of David's movies or something like that, or they've watched, or like their favorite movies, Hocus Pocus or something like that, where Doug Jones plays his zombie.
They should dress as one another. Like Doug Jones should dress as Cronenberg and Cronenberg as Doug Jones, and see who recognizes them.
Apologies to Jason Isaacs. I think Yosef is correct. Actually, Jason Isaacs might have been because Harry Potter fame.
But he was.
Oh, duh! Oh my God, Father, I'm so embarrassed.
Father is right. Michelle Yeoh is literally the most famous person in the show.
Yeah, she wins the cake.
Probably.
I guess I meant guest star, but yeah, she's like a regular now. I'm trying to save myself. That was stupid. Michelle Yeoh wins. She gets the cake.
Now I regret Cronenberg didn't get to direct like a season 1 Spore Jump episode where like all of the mangled bodies and everything.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Or Stamets's interface would have been totally different.
That would have been like the best episode of Star Trek ever.
Actually, but, you know that episode to which you're referring is that right? Grammar? I don't know. But yeah, that episode is inspired by Cronenberg. Like the way the bodies are twisted and stuff like that. I'm sure they said that.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, very cool.
I think all body horror is inspired by him at some point.
Pretty much.
At this point, yeah.
He's the king of that stuff. But he plays a very interesting character. He has no name. He's in a suit and tie. He wears glasses. And I wondered about that. And he says, they make me look smart. And
they do. It's from the Mirror Universe.
Giorgio is like instantly intrigued by this guy, right? Like she has no interest in these hollows that are interviewing her,
which she manages to break.
She literally blinks them out of existence, as they say.
That was strange. It's like this trick that she used on hollows that is like centuries old.
It was just a way to get Giorgio and this Cronenberg guy
alone.
To be alone.
SC,
it could have been done in a different way, but yeah.
There's a little nugget of information we get from the hollows, though, about Terrans, that they have something in their chromosomes that makes them inherently pricks.
Or prone to being evil. SC says Voyager's Threshold is a Cronenberg homage. Is that true? I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's true, but they did win an Emmy for makeup and prosthetics, which mean for that episode. Yes, Threshold is fantastic. The Emmy-winning episode of Voyager.
Fascinating.
But if they won the Emmy for makeup and it was an homage to Cronenberg, then like you did it right.
It's true. I like the direction it's going. Anyways, sorry, we really interrupted you. Your summary really got derailed there.
No, this is a great discussion so far.
Thank you. But I think that whole setup with Michelle Yeoh and Cronenberg, I hope we'll see him again. I think we'll see him again, and I'm really fascinated. I like what he said about like the mirror universe has been moving apart from.
There hasn't been an excursion for like
and all that stuff. It was very interesting stuff. It was very good telemetry.
Yes, how Cronenberg was like easily able to figure out, the reason why you're still with Discovery is because you care for someone on the ship. Michael.
Well, Giorgio leads him into that conclusion because she starts talking about that's the weakness of people is other people. It's like the people you care for is usually any human or sentient thing's kind of weakness, like even like in any animal kingdom. Like
it's true. As far as foils for characters go, this character whose name we don't even know, I think, right?
Unless we got it in the credits, we didn't get it in the episode.
This character's like the perfect foil for Giorgio. Like he's just delightful. They work really well off each other.
I have a name for him. I just call him the man with the glasses.
The man with the glasses. It's true. There it is.
Or just glasses. I don't know.
What happened to you, Sean? You all right?
Well, it screamed battery low in my ears. Battery low. Gotcha. It's like, all right, sorry, computer. I'll fix it. I hope it
Carry
didn't
on.
do an echo for like a couple seconds there.
Carry on, PJ.
So the Keeley, they're running on a ticking clock. There's only so long these guys can survive.
They gonna die.
Yeah, they're gonna die soon. But leave it to the resourceful Discovery crew. They figure out that these seeds, they must have come across they must have ingested poisonous mutated plants that were mutated, I guess, because of something to do with a solar thing. I can't remember. But essentially, the holographic doctor says we need the original seeds, or we need the actual unmutated version
Right.
of
So
whatever
that we
they
could
ate.
cure the thing.
So they're
The
like, yeah, there was
gluten-free-
a seed
the
ship
gluten-free
back
ones.
in there was a seed ship back in the day. Is it still around? And some version of that ship is still around, and it's actually commanded or taken care of by Benzites. What's the name
Barzans.
Barzan.
Barzans.
Barzans.
Both
which is
require breathing apparatus in our atmospheres, in our standard atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's non-species from Enterprise. She's from the Enterprise, and that's her species. And there's a nice little connection there, I guess.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to. I think Dom, you were too, right? More Barzan stuff.
Yes.
It was cool.
Because we knew from a linguist that they had developed language for drill, which was last episode, and also for Barzan, which is this episode. So I'm really glad we got more Barzans.
It's always a great touch when they have alien languages spoken out loud in Star Trek. It adds to the verisimilitude of the universe.
Very
Nice.
Yeah. Also, I looked at Memory Alpha. Apparently, Cronenberg's character is called Kovich.
Kovich. Kovich
There's
19.
no source to this,
Oh, God.
but it's called Kovich.
He's Kovich 19. The 19th Kovich. Sorry. That was
At least go to like Altered Carbon, Takeshi Kovic. At least try that one.
You say that so lovely. So PJ was right. What was he? Yeah, so they need this unfiltered thing, PJ, right? Where were we going?
They need some seeds, man. They gotta
They
go
need
somewhere
seeds.
and get some
They gotta get
seeds.
seeds.
That's all it is, really.
Saving seeds.
But
And they get
this
it.
is what-
They get the
this-
seeds.
this is why this is a really good episode, and I think it's one of the best Discovery episodes. Michael takes command of the ship. Like Sean Cochran, I
brilliant.
think is his name. Any
Yes.
Discovery episode that involves him is usually good. Despite Yourself, New Eden.
He did the
For
story
some reason, the
for,
characters
Calypso,
are
alongside Chabon.
Yeah, Calypso. Yeah. His writing feels, I don't know if it's not all him, obviously, but you can feel his influence because somehow the characters feel more organic. I don't know.
I would like it if he wrote like I like the fact that Fargo is written by like basically one person, you know what I mean? Or when you take something like True Detective, it's written by a person over a season. And I would like Star Trek to do the same thing, especially now that we have these new format kind of shows where you have like
Isn't that what Chabon was doing though for Picard? Like, wasn't he like the head writer and kind of the concept and the showrunner? Like
I
that.
do
It
that,
was
the
kind.
same thing. Michelle
It was
Paradise.
more writer's room.
Yeah, but it's
What's right?
that they still have multiple people. Like I would say have 2 people, 3 tops for like an entire season, and just have the person write so that they know exactly where they're going with their character development, with their story, etc. And like this Sean Cochran guy, I sent him a message. I was like, "You're dope. This is amazing. It's great." Like when the writing is really good on an episode, I just have to congratulate these people, and it was fantastic. And I would like him to just be given like this, like write the next season, yo. And I'm not trying to put down anyone else. I'm just saying, like, some people vibe a certain way with a certain ambiance, or maybe like just the story, the way it's being told, is adapted to the way he writes, and so I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, I agree. He's great.
The way this wave of noble kind of hubris goes all over the ship when these future Starfleet come aboard and they're like, let's see what this old fossil can do, and they're kind of looking at her like, yeah, we'll show you. And there's a couple of nitpicks about this episode about how the admiral isn't completely jumping on this spore technology and like, let's scan your ship with our very, 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 very advanced technology and replicate this stuff right away. Because I just figured this, and they might get into it later, that the spore drive was just like, they would automatically just start like working on that and distributing it to all the ships, as opposed
That's a
to
good
just
question.
sitting on it in this episode. But that's a thing I can just very easily
Yeah, I
overlook.
think we'll see more of that later because
Yeah.
from this,
Yeah.
he
It
was
worked
really
because it was an
suspicious with them.
emergency as well.
And
There was
there was,
this thing to solve now. It was like, let them do that.
Yeah,
But
and
what was Burnham and Saru expecting? Like, they were really expecting to just gallivant in with the ship and then gallivant away and do whatever the hell they want.
I
It's like,
think that's how.
once
That's,
you
No,
guys
they-
are going to be, you're all going to be like the ship's going to be refit. Y'all are going to be reassigned. What do you? This
I
is
think Saru showed sensitivity to that on like there's representation of his attitude being similar to that, but Burnham in this episode, it's one of the few times where she actually did kind of like trouble me, because I was like, dude, chill out, Burnham. Just chill out. Like, you're not like making it easy for these people to trust you. You're very like, antagonistic or whatever.
They're
So it's like,
they're so Starfleet, and they're so like, we need to be part of the Federation. We want to find them. We're part of Starfleet. We follow the rules. We do all these things for the ideals. And then you get there, and you're like, you clearly don't know how Starfleet works. Of course, like, you should be already in the goddamn uniforms by the end of the episode. Sorry, it's like, of course you're going to be.
well, I mean, in terms of
Stamets
uniforms, we have
needs to
precedence
stay
of
with the ship.
Well, they explore that the whole
But-
aspect of Burnham overstepping, where the admiral's just like, he's getting annoyed with her very early on, and even when she's suggesting the plan, he actually tells her like, watch your tone, like, stop.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's right.
She's raising his voice to him, to this guy who's the boss of literally everybody there. He's like the head
the
honcho.
CNC. He's the CNC
And they're not
of
very
Starfleet.
like, they're not. This ain't your daddy's Starfleet, right? This ain't the Starfleet that they came from, or the Starfleet from the TNG era, where everyone is all very nice and so very laid back. These people, they're under constant stress. They're under constant attack by the coolest thing ever, the Emerald. What is it?
the Emerald Chain.
The Emerald
The
Chain.
Emerald Chain.
So
Yeah.
cool. Like, there's things happening and everyone's paranoid. Earth isn't even part of the thing. Like, everyone's freaking out. Of course, they're going to be defensive, right? I mean, you would expect them to react in that way.
Mm.
And I mean, he's really cool with them too. He's just like, we'll keep Saru here. And maybe execute him if you don't come back? No, just throw him in the fridge. But like, we haven't eaten Kelpian in a while, boys.
Kelpian's back on the menu.
Looks like Kelpian's back on the menu, boys. Yeah, but no, he's really cool with them. He lets them go, lets them do the mission. He just keeps Saru. And, I don't know.
I really
he's
like it.
2 officers.
I think the brightness of the Federation / Starfleet HQ made them think, oh, this is like, we're home, like, it's like, because it was very nice and shiny and bright. I loved it. No, but I did get kind of frustrated with the character Burnham. The writing was perfectly awesome, but the character was starting to frustrate me. I was like, come on, chill out.
Well, you know what's funny is the way they portrayed Burnham, and like the way Burnham was written is the way I perceive her. Like, she annoys the hell out of me because she's too much like this, and I feel like on that level Sean Cochran understands who Burnham is, and so he writes her how she actually is.
She's
And
been
so
having
that's where
these
she gets
moments
on our nerves.
She's been having these moments all season, and this was I think the most like in your face version of it. You're absolutely right. Like, I think almost every episode, something about a critique that you hear often about her character has been like kind of represented somehow or highlighted. Yeah, it's interesting. I enjoy that kind of like interaction with the audience, which I'm not used to experiencing with Star Trek. I guess maybe I'm a little too obsessed and I follow all these like critiques and things like that, but I think it works for the average viewer who's not also going crazy deep into Star Trek.
I'm gonna kind of, unless you have like still more of the recap to go on.
We didn't finish the recap, which is non stays behind. I'm gonna do it.
I was gonna, no, no,
Okay.
no. I was gonna end on that, and I was gonna build on like a critique, complaint, and see what you guys think about that.
Okay.
Go
Because
for it.
we kind of talked about this with Braxton behind the scenes, didn't we?
Hi, Braxton. He's
hey,
working out. By the
hey,
way,
Braxton.
Braxton's working out
Pick
while
up those
listening
weights,
to
boy.
us. Yeah. Like, that's
At the end, like, the episode ends basically with them like they find the seeds that they need. They have the seeds and they take them back, and Nan stays behind to take care of the seed ship.
Mm.
And so the small complaint or critique is there's like 3 levels to this. There's like, did the dude need to die specifically? Did Nan need to specifically stay behind on that ship because they could have just jumped back and forth with like a new officer? And did not the Federation need that vessel?
Is she not taking him home though at the end?
Yeah, he didn't die. I assume that she was there
He's
to
got
help
3
the ship.
days to live tops. I don't think
And-
they're 3 days away from Bazdan. He would have gone there himself.
Yeah.
Well,
They
I guess
don't
she's gonna
go
take it
into
over. Yeah.
it.
He was a goner anyway. He was never like even. I like how Culber's like, he's not he can't leave him here, and they're like, well, it's not our job to kidnap him.
I love
Doesn't wanna
Culber,
leave.
but for someone that literally died and came back, I feel like he gave up on this dude real quick.
Mm.
And I think my main critique with that scene was that like Nan didn't get to have her moment with the guy.
That
Like it bugged me personally just because I was like, this was it's okay, I know, like I'm
right?
yeah, it's like, yeah, it was like weird that Nan, and then Culber again urges Burnham to step in,
Yeah, like
he
last
did,
episode.
like in the last episode, to step in, and then she gets the.
I mean, the
moment.
reason Colbert gave made sense, but it still would have been nice to see Nan do that. And I will say, in regards to her staying, I like the reason of, it's to fulfill the ship's and the Barzan's duty to
that was great.
Take care of it and bring it back, and then she gets to see home. So I like it, but it was very much I would say it was better than an Ariam situation in which they developed a character and then sent them away.
Right.
Ariam, they developed her, and then she died.
Well, that was too obvious.
Okay.
The moment they give you backstory on this cyborg that you haven't seen anything about, you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna kill her this episode.
But with this, they gave Nan some more personality, and there's still a chance that Nan comes back, or whenever the Federation comes back, Nan will help Barzan return to the Federation.
I like that I like this concept of the vault ship because it reminds me of, where is it in? I think it's in Norway. There's actually a seed.
Norway.
It's the seed vault for the planet Earth. So I like that whole concept. It was really cool and science fiction-y.
I didn't mind Burnham stepping in and giving him the speech like, your family's dead, like you can't, blah blah blah. But it would have been nice to hear Nan speak to that guy in the language that they developed for this episode, so that it finally gets through to him hearing somebody not speak, say, through a universal translator.
It would have also been like, it's kind of a missed opportunity to elaborate more on the culture and maybe really explain why, for example, he needs to, like, he doesn't want to leave. He wants to die. Maybe it's a cultural thing. He wants to rejoin his family after death or something, and it would have been nice to elaborate on the Barzan culture.
I mean, we get the cultural thing of family is very important, and providing for your children and giving everything to your children is very important. So it's kind of bad that we have to extrapolate and be like, okay, his children are dead, he probably just wants to die because he can't provide for them anymore. But yeah, it would have been nice if they went into a little bit more.
Good. We will get Nan. I predict it. I demand it. I demand more Nan.
There's a whole thing in this episode. They continue to focus on Kayla Detmer's psyche.
Well, she's got PTSD, right?
Yeah.
And there's that moment where they're trying to stabilize the ship so they can tractor the vault ship out. And Owisha can says, shields are at full. You got time. You got this.
And just breathe.
Just breathe, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's a nice little moment.
yeah, that whole rescue scene, like that was a great action moment that was really well done. And like I said, I love Burnham in this episode.
Yes.
I like that the way she was written. Like, I don't think Sean was criticizing necessarily like how she was written in this episode. I think she was written more realistically, as opposed to like.
That's what I mean. I think he understands the character more than a lot of people, and like.
There is a moment at the end though, where Nan has to tell her that she's the best in the world and the best there's ever been, or something. It's like
I think
there's a lot of stroking ego in this show. Everybody's stroking each other's egos. And I know how everybody needs to be supportive in this time, but it's like sometimes the emotions work very well, and sometimes they fall flat. They feel shallow.
Well, let's take the simple example of Ditma struggling with her thing, right? She struggles at the helm, and then Owo says that nice thing like, "You did well, you're fine." There are some people that might uplift and help. Me, for example, that makes me feel even worse, because if I do something right, no one's going to tell me that I do something right. If I screw it up, then that's when support comes in. Oh, don't worry, it'll be fine. You're doing okay. You know what I mean? And it kind of makes me feel worse that you're telling me that. And so, but that's me.
We need Gordon Ramsay to guest star on.
Oh my goodness!
Star Trek Discovery and be like, "You're fucking shite!
How you jumped the bloody thing right?
You couldn't do it right if they threw it at you." No, I'm sorry.
Like the hug between Nan and Burnham was okay. It's just there's too many words before it. Like there's too much explanation leading up to the emotion. Like for example, in the last episode, you had Stamets just walk up to Tilly, say, "I'm sorry," and then there's a hug that was much more effective than a long poetic speech about how special you are, or how like how wrong I was. So yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I say that was probably the biggest criticism, was like the last part with Nan. It should have been like a hug and not too many words, and like, okay, see you later. To be honest, she wasn't that important of a character. I like her, but like her being gone affects me like in no way.
Well, she was the remnants of Enterprise. Like every time I saw her, I was like, "Oh, that's right, the Enterprise."
If Reese or Bryce or Detmer or Wishkin were suddenly gone, that would be different. But
I mean, in terms of like a ship function moment, she was chief security officer. So in universe, kind of makes sense, but out of universe for us, it just doesn't.
Does anyone remember the name of the lieutenant from the Starfleet lieutenant that went with them? The character?
Connolly. Evan Connolly.
Her name, right? Evan Connolly?
His name. Wait,
who
are we talking about?
The lieutenant
officer
that went on, the security officer.
Oh, Landry.
That went, Landry. No. Sorry. In this episode. From
Lieutenant
the future.
Willa.
Thank you, Willa.
There we go.
I thought she was a great character, and I like how she actually like softened up when she was with Stamets and Reno, and that was like really and Tilly, and that was one of my favorite scenes. And I like how they talked about like that's how we are. We're dysfunctional. This is like par for the course.
That was a great scene.
Because it felt like I was watching the crew of the Cerritos with like an exterior person. There's a true Starfleet officer standing there watching these doofuses try to do something. And I don't know, it gave me a Lower Decks vibe. But...
I can feel it. Yeah.
And this has better Stamets and Jet Reno dialogue than most episodes. Like Jet Reno's pretty funny in this, like genuinely funny in this episode. And the fact that they're coming up with the answer to the solar thing that caused the seeds to mutate so quickly in front of like this advanced officer.
Solar thing was how the crew died and how the dad was out of phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and how accident. We got a transporter accident.
And how they come up with that so quick.
It was really cool.
In such a dysfunctional way, and the security officer is observing this, and I love her reactions throughout. Like she's very doubtful, and these new Starfleet people, they seem friendly, but they can come across as kind of like prickly, I guess. But when you get to know them in this episode, you actually want more of these people by the end. And now that Discovery is with this kind of these new characters, I hope this is all the show is from now on. Like we keep checking in with these guys over and over again. But yeah,
I would love the show if it progressed. Like I would love the show to be this. Like, this is the headquarters. We check in with Admiral what's his face and
Vance.
Vance
Lieutenant
Vance
Willis.
and Lady Security Officer. We check in
Yeah.
with them
Lieutenant
every now
Willa.
and then, and we follow.
And they
our
send you on
adventures,
missions.
and
Yeah.
we follow the USS Discovery on mission. I think they all deserve a week off. Personally, like just give them all a week to chill in the floating rainforest, please, so that they can all relax a bit. And I would love that. That's the show. Just like and you know what? Instead of having a show about exploring new worlds and all of that, it's recruiting. Have like a recruit show. It's like we're recruiting people back into the Federation, back into Starfleet, and we're rebuilding. And I would love that. And that's all it needs to be. And then you can have that little overarching thing, which I know they're most likely going to try and tie up by the end of this season, but about what is the burn, who did it, why does it exist, why is this musical piece that everyone
Yeah,
knows about?
that's the one point of like overarching story plot which I can see going either really
Father, you didn't like
nicely
this?
or really I'll dislike it. The music.
I'm on that fence for the moment. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know enough
So-
about it to dislike it,
I
so
can
I'll
see
go
it
with it.
being
but,
like a Harold Saxon Sound of Drums Doctor Who thing. If you
Oh,
guys know
right.
that.
Yeah.
The
I
beat
do.
of the drums. That would be cool.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, but
dun.
I think I
if
know
it's
what it
something
is.
else, it would
I
be.
think I know.
We'll see where
You-
it goes.
You want to speculate as to what it is, PJ?
Oh yeah.
welcome to the
Go-
theory craft
okay.
zone.
By the way, Fathery's here, yay!
He didn't like
Fathery, and Father says, "Y'all sure like this one a lot more than I did." I cannot wait to
Oh, no.
to hear your thoughts,
Ooh.
Father. That's
Oh
interesting.
no!
You know what caused the burn? A song. A song caused the burn. A frequency. And Michael
frequency.
Burnham's gonna figure out that somehow.
Sabotage.
Well done.
Oh my god,
well
it's Beast
done.
Boys again.
It's the Beastie Boys.
And they're all gonna
They're
be
back
tapping
with a
their
vengeance.
feet and bobbing their heads to the music.
That's a
Um,
solid. That's a solid speculation there.
Some sort of frequency that caused dilithium to go inert that was carried in a song. Or something.
Cronenberg, Glasses Man. That's how I'm calling him in my review because I don't know his name.
Kovic.
COVID-19.
I feel like
Kovic.
he's okay. So he is either from the mirror universe, or the leader of Section 31, or responsible for the burn, or all three.
That'd be
Um,
ridiculous.
And I feel like it's not even Giorgio at the end. Like it's him. He literally replaced Giorgio, or replaced her with a hologram.
Oh, I thought it was very hologram
that's
vibes.
Interesting.
That's where I'm going, and he's perfect as the villain. Because we need a villain that we
well
can hate
done.
in the season.
By the way,
That'd be nice.
Darren from Facebook referenced Mars Attacks, so I have to do it. I'll be loving you.
Giorgio does say to the Hollows that perhaps you're a Hollow who's been programmed to think they're human.
Right,
And like the Hollows were like, don't pay attention to that man.
right.
So maybe maybe Starfleet doesn't know that he's on board, and the holograms have been programmed to not pay attention to him. And he's just like, oh, there's a Terran on board. I'm gonna talk to her
Oh my
and see what the
gosh.
situation is.
I wonder if he's going to be
the
back for
glasses-
future episodes.
Oh yeah, definitely. The glasses were either a mirror universe thing where he uses the glasses to protect his eyes. Giorgio doesn't even seem to need that. She's not bothered. Or it's like a hologram thing, right? Or where like he needs to wear them so you can't blink him to death.
I like
Ooh.
that he says, "I just wear them because." Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's good too.
Just blinking. kills you.
We have to see.
Would you
if he
guys be
interacts
mad
with
if
the
he's
Admiral, though.
control?
Oh my
Oh,
god!
I'd be
I'd
mad.
be mad if he's control. It just
Would
like,
you be mad
mad.
if he's the Borg Queen?
What does that even mean?
Like, what if he's the Borg Queen? Would you guys be mad at that?
I'm not doing
I
Borg
want
and
him to be
Discovery.
something new.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Like, I'm taking it as far as
Is
my mind.
is is
travel.
is the leader of Section 30 is like the holographic leader of Section 31 from the mirror universe that created the burn not enough?
I want him to be the Borg Queen. At the end, I want him to like have like Borg Queen versus Michelle Yeoh. Like, I want that.
He has the original symbiote in him. The original evil symbiote. that laid all the others.
I want him to be the worst, the greatest villain of all Star Trek is Glasses Man. He has to go crazy.
That would
Sorry.
be cool. Then.
If we see in future episodes that he's never interacting with the admiral or the security officer, then that's suspicious.
It is.
If
he's already
he had-
suspicious, it's true.
So in this episode, to make it clear, he didn't interact with anybody but Giorgio.
That's
Okay.
right.
That's right. So we have to like see if like there's still the same amount of snarky comments by Jojo, or like if there's none, then it's not
Or
her,
if
it's someone
something
else.
changes about her.
He's clearly from the mirror universe.
I
He's the
would-
last
Is he
remnant.
clearly?
He's the last remnant. I think Giorgio senses that connection.
But that would
I'm,
be
I'm gonna say
like-
I'm gonna say maybe something a bit controversial, but I'm still gonna say it.
Oh god.
And I'm
love
not being. You guys might know what I'm gonna say. I'm not being political
I don't
about
know.
this at all. I just put me in the spotlight. Current media and current film like to do the white man bad guy trope. And again, this I'm not trying to be political about this or anything. I seriously do not care who they cast as villains. I'm just saying Discovery does that. They did it with Lorca, they did it with Leland, and I know Leland was Control, but they still gave him the white man body. And it just feels like, of course, this guy's the villain of the season, because you need someone to yum beat up on at the end of the season.
Is that a phrase?
I get what you're
So
saying.
it's like
but
you need this guy to be that, because it can't be your Badmiral, because like
And
you
he's too
still.
nice.
I mean, they still want.
there's a
anti-hero.
greater likelihood statistically there's a greater likelihood that your common villains are going to be white people, because white people are very common.
No, but I didn't want to
Yeah,
politicize
like-
that. I don't
like-
care all that. I'm just saying, like, when I theorycraft, I look at precedents, and Discovery has done this twice already. We've already had 2 ghosts. We're having a third. We've already had 2 of the white guy villains. This guy feels like
that's a good
natural.
shout.
It feels like a natural thing. And I mean, you can't have the Badmiral guy, because I feel like the show still wants to do a positive interpretation of what the Federation can be. Even if it's Burnham and the Discovery that need to save the Federation or help it, what is it, look up at the stars again or something? Whatever they say. They still
Look
need a
up
good
something
Federation
perspective.
and a good Starfleet. So this guy seems perfect in that role.
Mm.
And like, who better villain than Cronenberg?
Yes, if Cronenberg just keeps returning
I mean,
as the villain, it would be.
they're always looking for the new Khan.
I think this could be the new Khan. Cronenberg
Master
rules.
of body horror himself can be a good villain.
By the way, as much as I like David Cronenberg, I also his film Crash is the only movie I ever walked out of while it was playing in a movie theater. I was very young and much more conservative than I am now, and I just couldn't deal with the images that were being shown to my 18-year-old person, and so I actually walked out of the theater. I have never seen Crash again, so in honor of David Cronenberg being on Discovery, I may go back and watch it.
That seems like an uncomfortable movie to watch in a theater anyway.
It was very hard to watch that movie.
I saw
But
The
that's what's
Fly
great
for the
about
first
David
time
Cronenberg.
this year.
What's that?
I saw The Fly for the first time this year, and The Fly
Oh
2.
my gosh.
You didn't do The Fly 2, I think, but I saw The Fly.
Oh my gosh, this has become a David Cronenberg love fest. We just want you.
I haven't watched any Cronenberg stuff. I'll say that.
You know what he
Should
should
we
say
should
at one
Don't
point?
watch it while eating. That's all I'll say, right? Because I'm pretty solid with this stuff, but
If he
Yeah.
has that bad guy turn, he should definitely say to Giorgio or somebody, "Be afraid, be very afraid," because that's from The Fly.
I know.
which
I know
that
that-
Cronenberg, where he like morphs into like something like he's half a tardigrade or something.
Oh,
He's so crazy.
that'd be crazy.
I think, yeah, want something.
Oh my god, I need to take a drink. Cheers to David Cronenberg.
Perhaps he's a founder. Do you think we're going to see any?
I feel like
Well,
we just want him to be everything. That's so funny.
Isn't
yeah.
there?
It's a reference to that in
I
this
like it.
episode. Where's my notes?
Yeah. I think it was in this episode, but on the map you see the founder whom
Yeah,
Will
that's right.
mentioned.
That's right.
So there are references in, as well as the Kazon.
Talax
Yes,
in there. Plenty of things.
the Kazon Forum and Talent.
SC, this is a safe environment for folks to express their opinions.
Hot
like,
takes. Yeah.
yeah, hot takes. Yeah. I'm sorry that offended you, but yeah, we like it when Toddy or anyone just says.
Oh
how
yeah,
they
and
want
and
say
to
it. It's pretty
respond to
cool.
that comment, I'm not saying white guys haven't been villains ever, and it's a new thing. I'm just saying that like the storytelling tendency of Discovery has been that. So I'm using that for my theory
Precedents
craft,
to.
right? As
Yeah.
as precedent.
And we're all learning and growing. I feel like all of us have biases and things like that we're. I mean, we do this so often.
I don't think
it's
any
gonna
of us
come out.
care anyway who the villain is. We just want the villain to be, I suppose,
To be
compelling.
good.
I think we're gonna find out that in this season, the big bad guys are just blue and green.
Well,
I guess the Orions and the Andorians.
I think they're trying
It's true.
to like red herring that, being like, "Oh,
Yeah.
the Emerald Chain is at it. Osira or something is
Well,
at
when
it
we
again."
Yeah,
when we
So
met the Orions and the
yeah.
and the Andorians in the beginning of the season, they kind of didn't care about humans like one way or the other. It felt
Yeah.
very much like they weren't like, or well, I guess I'm being human centric now. See, there you go, SC. Look at that. I just became human centric here. Never mind. That point is stupid. Also, go on.
but it doesn't seem that those two people, I forgot their names, the Andorian and the Orion, were big people in the Emerald Chain,
No.
Right.
considering they're still a threat, and it seems like Osira is their leader.
Emerald's my birthstone. I'm the actual villain of Star Trek Discovery. There you go. The Emerald Chain. The Emerald Chain is me.
I apologize for creating havoc in the comments.
You
with
did
my-
give a
my
disclaimer. You said.
I'm sorry.
You said.
It was not my
you s-
intention.
No, you said I'm gonna say something controversial. I totally think it's fine. You're
And
You're
I
okay.
don't think it was controversial.
You're okay. You're the villain. You're the white guy villain of our show.
I am.
So there, you fulfilled your duty.
It was a Mirror Universe thing.
Can we? I know that everyone's gonna go watch Trek Yards for the ships stuff, but I just want to say that that I loved. I was so afraid of what the Federation and Starfleet was gonna be like aesthetically, and even though we still didn't get like a great, it was very quick shots and like like we didn't get a whole ship like a beauty shot or anything, and nor should we have. It's okay. I'm okay with that. We really got enough. But it fulfilled my like it fulfilled my fantasies or like my desires of what 31st century Starfleet would be like. And I just the concept of a space dock within this like whatever it was, this like giant nest or whatever. Yeah, it was really cool. And
It
you had
would be,
this like
distortion bubble.
distortion bubble. Yeah,
It'd be
and, like,
really nice going forward if, I mean, Discovery definitely has to be like retrofit with new tech.
yeah.
They need
standard
new shields
standard
at least.
They talked about that. The admiral was like, we're gonna refit Discovery.
So if we start next episode with like, okay, here's like a time skip, Discovery's refit. It's got cool stuff. It looks cool.
Look at it.
We need a refit montage. We need a refit time lapse montage of the Discovery getting Kelvin.
It's montage, by the way. But yes, like it's
I think
true,
it would be
it's
a
true.
minimal refit though. Like it wouldn't be noticeably different. It would just be like better
Really? I'll
shields,
just take
better
this
weapons.
photo and put it in another ship.
But
No,
they
'cause
need to sell
it's
more
really-
ship models, so it needs to look massively different.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's just like the Spider-Man. Like every movie that you have Spider-Man in, you need him in like 3 different costumes, so you can sell 3 different action figures.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna build off what you said. I think it was like everything that we saw was really creative and fun. I really enjoyed all of the new designs, and I said this from like the discussion and my review of the season premiere. I feel like the creatives behind Discovery are finally free. They have been released of their shackles. They've been chained up to this terrible, horrible cage of the original series that they hated so much and so clearly, and now they are free of it. And they can do whatever the hell they want. They can go in the directions that they want, like just everything from the ship designs to the technology that we see on screen, the aliens, the way they the way they use the holographic displays. I think they're just loving it, and it shows. It looks great.
Yeah, it definitely shows that they have
Yeah.
the freedom and they're liking it. And yet, even though a massive point in all the interviews and everything was like, "Oh, we're clear of canon, we can do our own thing," blah blah blah. Even though they are free, they're still showing a lot of respect to what came before, I would say.
Yeah, it was cool.
With
The Voyager J.
Voyager J. We've got the
Like-
USS Nog.
Nog, yeah.
References to Founders, Kazon, Talax, all this stuff. It's just like, so good.
There was the music, right? There was a slight few notes of the Voyager theme when they showed the USS Voyager, right? Well, the J.
Sorry,
Was
what was
that
that?
anyone? Was that
I didn't
anyone
catch it.
caught
I
up?
was
Okay.
well. I was only able to watch this episode once, so I'm excited to go watch it with my mom.
Well, when you watch it
after
again,
this.
I feel like when they
It's like-
show the Voyager, there's like a few notes that build into like the first few notes of the theme, Voyager theme.
I didn't notice that. I've only watched it once, so.
That would be cool. I liked that. If they did that, that would be cool because I like it when they do that.
Yeah,
of stuff. But
considering
either,
they had the Voyager theme in Picard, and now just
Was-
the Voyager theme in this, it would be really nice because it's Voyager's 25th. What better to celebrate it than? Oh, here's the Voyager J.
Bum 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 bum. Okay, the J also was a nice nod to the Enterprise J. I thought, like in a way, because that was a cool little thing, and I was glad to see that there was a Voyager J. It's the era of the J's. Do you think someone mentioned there was a new Constitution class, and I tried really hard to like look at it. It was, I think Owo said, "Is that a new Constitution class?" And they
Cringe. It's 1,000 people. No, probably 2,000. That was a
That was
bit.
No.
a little weird.
Okay.
No, I loved it. but apparently it had detached nacelles, which is something we've seen already.
We've seen a lot of them. Have
with the
detached
Earth
nacelles.
Defense Forces and stuff like that. So
It was a ship where the nacelles were literally not touching the nacelles were here, but the body of the ship was here. Like there was no connection, right?
That's something they're doing in the show a lot, like detached things and like
I like
programmable
it.
matter, and the fact that like when they sit on chairs, like there's no visible.
Oh,
support.
that whole thing appeared around the admiral, the room, like the
the
wherever
room,
the
like,
admiral walks, like he has a room if he wants it. He didn't even have to say anything.
I mean,
He's just like, I need
Those
a
are
room.
nice touches. Those are nice touches to make it feel more like way futuristic, I guess.
Yeah. And I just want to say, going back to Voyager J, I'm glad we got the Voyager J instead of the like Enterprise Z or whatever.
It's called
because-
Enterprise Z, by the way. We call it
Yeah,
Enterprise Z.
It makes no
Um,
sense.
Because that would
We
have
might
been-
meet the captain of that Voyager ship in a future episode.
Oh, that would be so.
We might.
I
Who
would
do you
love
think
that.
it could be? Could it be like Ensign Harry Kim's long lost
Ensign Harry. He's called
grand-
Kim because that's his first name. Ensign.
They did it.
His first
They
name's
cryofroze the Harry Kim himself because they were like, you can only be promoted in the distant future, and so then he finally gets uncryofreezed, and he's
No, he gets
Captain
command of the ship, but he doesn't get the rank of captain. That's what we need.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
So,
What do you mean, Ensign Kim
this
is
is Fleet Admiral Ensign Kim.
Fleet Admiral Ensign Kim? Oh my goodness.
They've
I
got
just wanna
organic
mention-
hulls as well, which is
Yes.
a reference to the Enterprise J, or some of them. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, organic, yeah. And Hannah Cheeseman, I think is her name, who used to play Arium, gets a line in this
Nielsen.
episode.
Yeah.
I think she's never had that many lines.
She's only had like one line an episode.
Yeah.
That was also another obvious sign that they were gonna kill Arium. It's when they changed up the actor. They're like, oh, by the way, we signed this contract for however many years with this actor, but we're gonna kill off the character because we've decided so. So like, we gotta keep her on as someone else. Anyway, that's old stuff.
But I like Nielsen, so
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Nielsen's cool. I like all of them. I wish we get to know more of them. This episode felt really balanced also in terms of like bouncing from different parts of the story. Like I think maybe Bryce and Reese, is it Reese and Bryce who were left out
Bryce.
kind of? Yeah.
and again Reese, yes.
Yeah. But that's it. Everyone else kind of got a fair shot in the episode and like a moment. So I really like that. I always love it when shows able to like, especially a Star Trek show is able to like do an on like, you know, just like bounce from different characters to different
Yeah,
characters
and
and
season
give
3
a
has
full
definitely
story. Yeah.
been better with that.
And
From
it
the
balanced the storytelling well as well, I find, because we got a lot of explanations or answers to questions that we were asking about, like the general plot, where's the Federation, all of that. But we also got this kind of self-contained mystery story about what happened to this guy and his family, and we also need to save the people with the seeds. You know what I mean?
And I
It
also felt
was-
that that story was very Trek in regards to, oh, he became a monster, but it was because he was
yeah,
looking after his dead family, and he had been out of phase, another teleport accident. And it's, yeah, I just really like that little subplot.
yeah, it was great, and I think it was well balanced with like there's the overall arcing story of the season, but this is one of like it's a memorable episode. You'll be able to specifically remember this episode. There's a lot of episodes in the first few seasons of Discovery, which like I guess there's a Klingon thing that happens, but you don't remember which episode it is.
And I think you
Point it
should
out.
also just watch, I would say, most of season 3's episodes on their own, like standalone,
Yes, you can.
and you can get what's happening and not be like, okay, I have to watch the previous episode to know this plot point. You can just be like, oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
We didn't talk much about Adira except during the summary to say
Nothing
that
much.
moment.
Much use, I suppose, except for being there.
Well, so what was the conclusion for her character? She's just gonna stay with the Discovery crew, or did she end up staying at the? Because they took her off for medical exams, and then I
Well,
don't.
They'll be in the medical bay for a while. She'll be in the medical.
Discovery's staying put for now, right?
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So we'll just see next episode, because nothing was really shown in.
Well, next episode they'll spend time in the medical facility, probably doing scans or trying to contact or trying to get information from Tal. I imagine maybe. There's gotta
What
be a
if Admiral
conversation
Tar?
between
I
Admiral
know you
Tar and
guys.
Admiral,
You guys got like the lover vibe. Was that?
Can we
no,
talk
right?
about the preview for the next one, because it does give away
I
the
didn't-
basic plot.
I didn't actually see the preview for the
Okay,
next one.
never mind.
I
You
sanction.
can say it. You can say it. So
Wait,
I
wait!
don't-
Before you go though, we need to know if Toddy's okay with it too, because I sanction it. I think it won't
okay.
spoil anything. I think it's a good.
Talk about it.
I think so. We could talk about it.
They're dealing with a situation with the Emerald Syndicate or whatever they are.
Emerald Chain.
At
The Emerald
okay.
Chain.
It's just them dealing with a situation involving them. That's all I'll say.
All
There's
right,
there's more stuff in the preview, but
I
I just don't want to.
I want to add that it was exciting, that little preview scene. Like I got thrills. Like I got like really hyped for the next episode.
I've been
Hey,
looking
look,
at-
if you look at some teaser trailer previews for like TNG episodes, they look really exciting too.
No, this is a scene. They gave us like a whole.
Okay.
They gave us a scene.
Like,
Like
talking about
yeah.
a trailer because they
can't
can
talk
make
about
those
that scene,
TNG
can we?
episodes look action.
next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Nothing happens in it.
Geordi dips his balls in everyone's food and doesn't tell
What?
them. Sorry,
Why?
that was
I
not a
haven't
real
seen that
episode.
one.
I apologize.
I haven't seen
sorry.
that
By the way-
that one.
By the way, it was very sad we lost Alex Trebek of Jeopardy fame. I think pretty much he's a very famous person, or was a very famous person. There is a petition out to get LeVar Burton to be the next host of Jeopardy, and so if you haven't seen that, head over to LeVar Burton's Twitter.
I've never
please-
thought of that, but oh my god, he'd be perfect.
He would be
with me.
amazing, yeah. So if you
Holy
haven't
shit.
seen that, please go and check out LeVar Burton's Twitter, and he has the petition there. I signed it, and I don't mind saying this, but I will probably sign it like 27,000 times because he definitely deserves to be election frauded into the position of Jeopardy. So there
Just
you
to
go.
let you know, Jeopardy is
admit it.
still airing
Yes,
until Christmas.
and
Christmas
I know
Day
it's
is his last episode.
I know it's heartbreaking. It's I grew up watching
It's like
Jeopardy.
an
It's an
everyday
amazing show.
thing. Does this come out every day?
Yeah,
Every
Okay.
week,
No.
yeah.
yeah, every weekday. Yeah.
What?
That's
Yes.
a
That's
lot.
ridiculous.
It's
Is
a
he on-
weekday program.
Was the guy on set like literally all of his life? That's insane.
Yes.
Well, they film multiple episodes.
I would assume, yeah.
a day, and yeah, he was doing that since 1984.
That's great.
Wheel of Fortune's like that too, by the way. So Pat Sajak, is he still the host of Wheel of Fortune? I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, like the
in a long
studio
time.
That
audience
would
isn't
be-
going to go in there and watch a half-hour game. They're watching like 4 or 5 or whatever. It's all like the same audience. They probably like switch them around to make it look different, maybe.
Wear this red shirt now.
Yeah.
Put on this black hat.
Who knows?
So,
Here's a
all
fake
right,
one.
I think we're at an hour mark. Toddy usually has to go, so like I think we should go around and give our final impressions and ratings. I'll give mine, which is I am so excited to go watch this episode again because talking with you guys, I realized there's so much I missed, which is really exciting. I like that Star Trek Discovery season 3 is awesome so far, and this was the most awesome episode for me. So it gets a, what was I giving, like 9 point.
You were giving
So
like really high ones.
high one. So this one
Ridiculous.
a 9.
Great.
This one gets a 9.8976.
Makes no
Wait,
sense.
what's Voyager's call up?
9.975?
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
9.875? Something like that.
875. Yeah, it's
It gets
there we
a
go.
J out of 10.
It gets a J out of 10. There we go. I'm so excited. And also I'll be on TrekLad tomorrow, part of that panel, so I'm excited to be on there. So go check me out there, and that's it. Oh, and of course on must see YouTube on Fridays. Then afterwards, it's a marathon tomorrow. Afterwards, you can check me out. Check me out on Fathery's Text Trek discussion. I don't know why I said it like Bill and Ted's, and that's it. Those are my final thoughts. On to you, Toddy.
On to me. I really, really like this episode, but before I give it the rating for this episode specifically, I will say that so far, Discovery season, like this season of Discovery, is my favorite. But this marks the point where season 2 completely fell off, because at around this point in the season, Discovery season 2 decided to really dive into its actual plot of the season, and then everything Red Angel and all of that, I hated it. And I hope they don't do the same thing. I hope that for some reason they don't embark on the burn plot or whatever it is, and it just falls off. I hope they continue doing these little self-contained stories. They work. It's great. And so this episode was the best for me of the season. I don't know. I'll give it I'll probably give it an 8, actually.
Nice.
Pretty high for me.
Very cool. Before we go to you, Dom, audience, this is their chance to give us a rating. I think SC was the first to give a rating way earlier, so I'll go and look for that. Or SC, you could repost your rating. But audience, give us your ratings as well, so we can see kind of what you guys thought of it. And so, hit it, Dom.
So, like, going back over the recap, this was a really dense episode, and even though it's really dense, I just wanted more of it. I love this world that we're inhabiting. Saru's comments about how, Discovery can act like Giotto or whatever, that painter's name.
We didn't
and
even
bring
go
in-
over that. That was like one of the, like, that was such a Star
Yeah,
Trek-y
that's so
moment.
nice.
Good
How,
call.
Yeah, Saru refers to Giotto bringing in the Renaissance from the Dark Ages. And, the Federation is really in the Dark Ages with the burn.
Not the Renaissance yet.
And yeah, we're not in
But
the
I like
Renaissance
that.
yet.
That kind of softened the Admiral. Like what he said is like, he was like, we're from a point in your in the history of Starfleet and the Federation that is gilded to them, and it's true. It's kind of I don't know, like it is kind of like if we brought someone with that mentality from the Renaissance of like, everything's we can do everything can, looking up, as he said. So yeah, sorry, you triggered a good thought there.
And referring to the Dark Ages having wars, they talked about the wars of the Temporal Accord, and then the Plague. We saw the Plague in this episode, so it's very nice to tie it all together. I will agree. I don't want it to go with. I will agree that I don't want to go straight into the burn plot. I want them to just inhabit this world for a little bit. If they do go into the burn plot, I just hope, like, if we do get a refit, it's like, okay, a couple of months have passed or whatever, and we can have some short treks in that time to just explore this period, because I just want to explore this period. So I give usually 7s to 8s for Discovery season 3 episodes because I really enjoyed it. But I'm gonna give this one a 9. I really liked it, and I just want more.
That was really great for the ASMR audience. Like really, like that was really great. I'm excited about high ratings for Discovery. I don't know why it thrills me so much, but it does. PJ, you get to finish this off. Yes, there we go, PJ.
Well, sir, Discovery is at its best when it combines good directing and good writing together at the same time, not like separately and like here and there. And
Amazing. Most shows.
I
isn't it?
find the show slightly inconsistent in quality. Now, it's funny how I did not like the last 2 episodes. I really didn't like episode 3. And this one's like completely different. So, like I said before, I don't know what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to like. But if
You have said that.
if it keeps at this quality and if it goes in this direction that it appears to be going, where Discovery's teaming up with this cool new Starfleet. I like the way everything looks. I like all the new characters introduced. I like the new ships. I want to meet all these captains. I want to see what different species are around besides like the ones we've already seen in this episode. Where are the Klingons? Where are the Vulcans? Where are the Romulans? I want to see if they'll ever address that. But
They'll never put a Klingon in Discovery again. I guarantee that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wow.
Just wait until
They're
unification.
not going to do that.
Yeah, I know. Worf's gonna be on Discovery as a hologram,
No,
just like Kim Kardashian's dad.
In Picard.
I hope. Yes, he will be.
They're not doing another Discovery Klingon. They're just like,
This episode was funny. It had action. It was dense. There was like 3 or 4 stories going on. There was Discovery meeting Starfleet, getting to know them. There was the whole situation with the Keeley. There was a whole situation with the ship and the Vault ship and Non. Michael taking command. Saru and Michael's dialogue and relationship was really well fleshed out in just one episode. Like, their dynamic is becoming stronger, and they're becoming stronger as a team. And if they can keep up that momentum in the writing with the character relationships and just kind of abandon the more shallow, like, ego stroking that they do in this show and just get straight to the business, then I'm looking forward to it. But I would give this a very strong 7.5.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Nicely done.
Highest score of the season so far. Actually, no. You know what? Fuck it. 8. I'll give it an 8.
Holy moly.
that's what I
This
did.
is like-
I did it in my head. I was like 7.5. No.
8.
No, we did the same thing.
Holy moly.
Very
Thank you, gentlemen. That was a really fun discussion. There was a lot going on in the chat, and I'm so sorry to the participants that I couldn't keep up. But I have to. My loyalty is to the group that's here, so I got to give my
Sorry
attention.
for triggering a war.
There was something going on, and I'll have to go back and read this chat because it looked exciting. It looked interesting. But I do want to thank everyone for joining us. You can check out Trek on the Tube at his YouTube on Trek on the Tube. It's awesome. We're trying.
In which I will repeat my controversial thing in my review. I will say it again.
Your comments section is starting to get really juicy as well, so I'll have to go and pay
Can I
more
just
attention
say one
to
more
to
thing
the
about
comments.
A lot of
the
engagement.
Glasses Man?
Yes, one more thing about the Glasses Man.
Perhaps he's an agent of Section 31. He talked Giorgio into becoming an agent, and she's like, well, I don't want to leave the ship. He's like, no, we'll just send a hologram there and pretend like you're still there, but you're secretly working with us. And her
Perhaps it's
hologram is like malfunctioning.
I like
She's
your
spaced
other
out.
theory. I like that it's a hologram replacement.
Could be
but
anything. I like
could
the
be
mystery
anything.
of the song, though. The song that destroyed half the galaxy.
The river
I
song.
like that theory.
River song.
Okay,
No.
sorry. You can find Dom on Twitter. And what was your handle? It's Dom D.
Dom
Paris,
D.
right?
Paris, yes.
Right, and then you can also find him on Trek Central. He writes for Trek Central, and on Sundays, typically, Dom is on talking about Discovery.
Didn't happen last week because
Yeah.
YouTube broke, but we'll do an extended one. Well, we'll hope to do an extended one this Sunday where we talk about last episode and this episode. Yeah, it kept buffering.
YouTube
and-
broke yesterday or today too.
Yeah.
It's been having problems. Yeah,
God damn it, YouTube. What are you doing?
it's all the live
So
streams.
hopefully
Everyone's
it's
doing a
fine
live stream.
for Sunday. But yeah.
I think you guys will be.
It's all the Star Wars and Star Trek live streams
Yes,
that's
it's
breaking
too bad.
YouTube. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what's happening.
You can. Hey, Star Trek, you're breaking the internet. Good job. And then you can check out PJ at 2 places at Boatrek on YouTube. Also, that's Boatrek is Boatrek1, right? Is your primary Twitter handle?
Twitter, yeah.
We should
And
talk
then-
about the Chicago 7 on PJ's Media Reviews.
Yeah, me and Sean do like a show.
Oh, okay.
We should do a show where the stuff that I don't watch, you talk about, and the stuff that you don't watch, I talk about. And I don't care about spoilers. You could spoil Fargo season 4 for me.
We technically both got. You need to watch it. Chris Rock is amazing in that.
I'm gonna watch it eventually when it's all said and done.
I tweeted at Fargo. Well, no, I tweeted that Fargo was great and Chris Rock was great in it, and Fargo hit that like. The only person that liked the tweet was Fargo, and the same thing happened with Carnival Row too. I was like, "Oh, Carnival Row's dope," and Carnival Row hit the like as well. So I'm
Very
happy.
nice.
I hope the social media person passes it along to the cast and crew. Like some random guy on the internet's telling you you're doing a good job. I hope they get that love.
You're that random guy. It's great. I love it.
And look for Sonequa Martin Green in the upcoming Space Jam 2 with LeBron James.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's
No
coming out next year.
way.
There should be a
for
trailer.
sure
I think there's going to be a trailer for it before
Disney
Christmas.
Plus thing. They're not dropping that in theaters anymore. That's going to become a Disney Plus thing. I'm sure of it.
No, 2021 is packed, man. It's going to be a huge
Yeah,
box
there's so much
office.
stuff next
The
year.
when the vaccine comes out, the theaters are going to be pumping again.
You think Disney
yeah.
Disney should distribute the vaccines free when you buy it? Get one of the
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, that's
Oh
harsh.
my god! I mean, that makes sense. Like, you would vaccinate the most people.
Welcome
going to,
the
like-
even the
future of
anti-vaxxers would be like, yeah, if
I want to go to the movies. Yeah, it's true. You hear that, Disney? Philanthropy 101. You just won 2020 if you do that. So please.
it's in 3D.
It's so awesome. You, upgrade to IMAX if you bring your whole family to get vaccinated. That's amazing. I love it. Save the movie theater industry.
And a vaccine.
That's how you save the movie theater industry. You're like, the vaccines are free at the movie theater.
What are you
Just
doing?
go get
No.
'em.
Try to release Tenet? No. Release vaccines.
There we go. How did we just solve 2020 and the pandemic? No, we didn't. We really actually didn't. It's not that easy. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But but
Good night, all the people in the chat. Everybody
yeah,
say
I
good
know.
night.
I just want to say one more thing. We're trying to get we're trying to get Trek on the Tube to 10,000 subscribers by the
That's a more realistic goal. 10.
Yeah, you said 20,000 less.
I know, I did.
But
By
yeah.
the end of the year. So if you're not subscribed and you're listening to this, please go subscribe and live long and prosper, everybody. And we'll see you next time.